This is a practice video for Let It Be, the guitar part. Make sure you have the lead sheet in front of you. And I want to take a look at one particular part that repeats again and again and again throughout the song. So if you're looking at your paper, you'll see intro, and the last four chords say F, C, D, and D minor and C. We're kind of going to fudge that one a little bit. Verse 1 at the end, it says F, E, D, C. That's what you want. And then end of the chorus, twice in verse 2, twice in the chorus. It's this bum, 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 bum pattern that happens over and over and over again in the song. So anytime you have that, there's going to be two options for you and how you want to play that, because doing all chords 4 in a row like that with that speed is going to be a little bit difficult. So if you can do the F chord, which is barring the bottom 2 strings here on the 1st fret, and then 2 and then 3 on 2nd and 3rd fret respectively on the lower strings, if you can do that one, okay, then all you're going to do is play open E, 3rd finger, 3rd fret on the string over, that's D, and then this is C, which your next chord is actually C. So you've got one of your fingers down before you have to play your next chord and get these 2 fingers down to actually play the full chord. Okay, so let me show you that again. So if you can do 2 chords, it's going to be F, open, 3rd fret, lower string, 1st fret. Okay, every time you see that. The other option is to not play the F chord, but play the F note, which is kind of exactly like violin, where you have your 1st finger on the E string, that's F. F, E, D, and then if you want to, you can play the last chord as the C chord. Okay, so there's 2 different options. You're going to have to play around with it to see what works best for you. But that happens so many times in the song that it's worth seeing what will work the best. The chord that you have before that, the G, might determine if you're able to do the first variety of doing the F chord or the second variety where you just play F, E, D, and then do the C chord. And worst case scenario, you just play F, E, D, C, then go into the chord. Okay? So here's your introduction. The introduction chord progression is exactly the same as the verse. Okay, so it's one time that you do this progression. So let's set up your C chord. 1st finger, 2nd to bottom string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 4th from the bottom string, and then 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 5th from the bottom string. And you only want to strum the bottom 5 strings. I'm actually muting with my thumb. If your hand isn't big enough to get around there, don't worry about it. You can just see if you can try to strum the bottom 5. Okay, C. Then you have to go to G major, which your pinky should be hanging out over this E string 3rd fret already. So put that down. You're going to shove 3rd finger right next to it. And then you're going to swing around. See how I just move my elbow? It's kind of like your left elbow in violin world. And you're going to put 1st finger, 2nd fret on the 5th to the lowest string. And then 2nd finger is going to be over here on the 3rd fret on the lowest string. And you can strum all 6 for G major. Then you're going to go to A minor, and you're just going to release and put your middle 2 fingers, 2nd and 3rd finger, on the 2nd fret and the middle strings, the middle set of strings there. And then 1 is going to go, boom, right behind it on the 1st fret. In A minor, you only strum the top 5. Okay? And then this F chord you're going to want to try to play. And the easier way to play it is 1st finger, 1st fret on the bottom 2 strings. You got to bar it a little bit. Then 2nd finger and 3rd finger on the respective frets, just like I showed you before as an option. Okay, that's F major. And then we go back to C. So the cool thing is that your 1st finger, it's barring the bottom 2 strings. So you're going to leave it on the 2nd to the bottom string and just move these guys over 2 and 3. So you were here for F, now you're over a string for C. Okay, then back to G again. So 3 and 4 on the 3rd fret of the bottom strings, and then swing over 1 and 2 here. And then we hit the part that we went over first, and you have to pick your option. Okay? All right, verse 1, same progression that we just did. The chorus is only slightly different. It starts on A minor, but there's no new chords in the chorus. So if you remember A minor, you have the 2 middle fingers on the middle strings and 1 behind it. So you got A minor. Oh, sorry, that was not correct. There we go. I had something on the wrong string. So bottom 5 strings, that's all you strum. Then when you go to C major, keep 1 and 2 where they're at, and 3 is the only one that's going to pop over on the 3rd fret on the lower string. And then you're at your C major. Bottom 5 strings again. Then F major, just flatten out your first finger, put 2 and 3 over on the other strings. You kind of have to turn your hand sideways a little bit to bar it right. Okay? And then back to C, and again, leave first finger where it's at on the 2nd of the bottom string, and then these 2 fingers just move over. It's pretty easy, that progression. Back to C, C again, and then back to G, and then again, that part that we practiced. And I need to practice too, so I haven't picked which way I would want to play it yet, okay? The whole song, you're going to do this, just 2 strums. So, okay. Then when it says instrumental and outro, instrumental is kind of, it's at the top of the 2nd page and also at the bottom. So that's the fancy ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. I would not try to play all these chords. I would just play the actual notes. So F, first finger on the top string. F, E, D, C, A sharp, A, G, F. Then here, the very last C, I would try to play the chord. Okay, so again, that's first finger, 1st fret on the bottom string, open, 3rd finger, 3rd fret on the next string over, and then 1st finger, same string, 3rd finger on the next string, oops, 2 right behind it, open, 3rd fret, next string down, and then try to do your C chord. Okay, hopefully you can get that to work better than what I just did. So make sure you play with the backing track so you can have a steady tempo and just 2 strums. Brum, 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 brum. Okay, good luck.